Most Americans have heard the phrase separation of church and state. But here's the real question. Did the founders mean faith should be pushed out of public life or protected from government power? Because the answer to that question changes everything. To understand what they meant, we have to go back to a time when faith was not always free. In early America, religion was everywhere. Church bells marked the day, sermons shaped communities. Faith was not just personal, it was public. But it wasn't always free. In several colonies, there were established churches, official, government-supported religions. In Massachusetts Bay Colony, the Congregational Church. In Virginia Colony, the Church of England. If you lived there, you were often expected to support the church, whether you agreed or not. Taxes could go to the local minister. Attendance might be required. And dissent could come at a cost. But not everyone accepted that. Groups like Baptists, Quakers, and Presbyterians began to speak out. They believed something simple but powerful. Faith must be a choice, not forced by government, not controlled by law. Men like Roger Williams argued for a different path. He said the church should be separate from the state, not to weaken religion, but to protect it. Because when government controls religion, it can corrupt it. And when religion controls government, it can be coercive. So he founded Rhode Island, a place where people could worship freely. A small colony, but a big idea. By the time of the American Revolution, this idea had taken root. The colonies were different, their beliefs were different. So the question became clear. How could one nation with many faiths remain united? Part of the answer came from Virginia. In 1786, Thomas Jefferson helped pass the Virginia Statute for religious freedom. It declared no man would be forced to support a religion, and no one could be punished for their beliefs. It was a turning point. Jefferson later said, It was one of his greatest achievements because it recognized something fundamental. Faith must be free. Another key voice was James Madison. He had seen what happens when government and religion become entangled. Madison believed religion flourishes best when it's left alone. He called it a matter of conviction and conscience, not force, not law. He opposed government support of churches, not because he opposed religion, but because he respected it. When the Constitution was written, it didn't mention religion. But many Americans wanted protection. So, in 1791, the First Amendment was added. It begins like this: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Two simple ideas: no national church, no interference with religious practice. It didn't remove religion from public life. It limited the federal government. It drew a boundary. Years later, in 1802, Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter to the Danbury Baptists. In that letter, he used a phrase that would echo through history: a wall of separation between church and state. But what did he mean? He was reassuring a small religious group that the federal government would not interfere with their faith. The wall was meant to protect the church from the state, not the other way around. So what did the founders really mean? They had seen the dangers of forced religion. They had seen the strength of free faith. And they chose a different path. Not a nation without religion, but a nation where religion is free, where government cannot compel belief and cannot punish it, where faith belongs to the people, not the state. So when we hear the phrase separation of church and state, we should remember it was never about removing faith from America. It was about protecting it. Protecting the right to believe, the right to worship, the right to follow conscience. Because in the end, the founders understood something we're still learning today. Faith is strongest when it's free. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to Patriot Hippie. It's free. Also, Remember to share with your friends. Until next time, peace, freedom, and the American story.